Let's talk about Cynthia's Bailey Q.
But I do an annual event called the Bailey Q. For me, it's usually around the 4th of July. I made it more of a Juneteenth theme this time because I just wanted to just recognize Black greatness and our ancestors and everything that we went through as slaves and all the things, and just really change it up. You know, historically, I think it's important for us to recognize Juneteenth. Going forward, that will be how I do the Bailey Qs going forward. And I had a little theme. You guys all complied. You guys look great.
Hey! Why y'all so quiet? Everybody wasn't on theme, but...
Why is that? I mean, this is the day to bring out the dashikis, the African gods.
You did so good with your theme. You killed it.
You know, I like a theme now.
You killed it.
And since my husband is Kenyan, East African inspired to the people.
Okay, coming to America.
You do know my husband is Kenyan, right? Dashiki me. I want it to be full on, even down to like the...
It was so good.
The grill.
Okay, come on, grill.
No, that was
so good.
That was a fun thing. What'd you think about the psychic?
Girl, the psychic was interesting.
Was it I'm sorry, she called herself a...
medium?
This is Prophet Tasha, guys.
Hands are sweating, you know what that means.
Picking up stuff already?
The prophet told me about my ex-husband. The prophet told me about like all the things that were happening in my life, and I ain't gonna lie, she prophesied. She was on point.
What did he try to do with the car? He did that to be vindictive to you.
Oh my God.
That's why he sold it.
Nobody knows that. Yeah. I literally only told Brit. Yeah. She scared me. I'm like, do you know that man?
Girl.
Everything was true. It was so weird. I never met that lady in my life. I'm like, did you Google me? But then even some of that stuff that you could Google, some of those things wouldn't pop up. She was on point.
I've been known to have a prophet, or two, or three,
or four.
Prophet Lot has become an intricate part of our family, and he was going to do our baby blessing for our daughter, Anaya. That's more accurate. Now that was the accurate read right there. Because the prophets hold me up. Like, it's important, and that's just from like, you know, my childhood. My mom's a pastor, and so there's just always people praying for me and covering me, so.
Yeah, you started the prophet movement in this group.
Did she?
Yes.
These people are my family, and you playing with it. You're playing with the church. You're playing with the prophets.
You know what?
You're praying on prophets, and you got that Delilah spirit. When prophets speak, they're like hearing from God.
True.
And at this point in this group, I just didn't feel like everyone needed to know this information because it could later on be weaponized. I just didn't feel like in a safe space. So when we had our private session, I mean, she was on point.
Really?
To the point where she was saying things that I was like, it was touching my spirit,
wow.
just about Ralph and my marriage and, you know, how I need to stay focused on my career because everything the enemy's trying to take from me, it's important for me to continue to walk in my purpose. That was basically it in a nutshell. And I was like, I gotta get private sessions from you because she just knew so much and just how I was feeling. And she even said, even with the group, you know, you need to find a way to become vulnerable and get comfortable with some of the ladies and be careful who you trust.
It was hit or miss with her. I don't know.
What did she say about you?
Well, she did pick up that I needed to start back doing music or whatever. Maybe play the piano again, all the good stuff. But then she was talking like we in some trouble financially. And then I went home and I was like, I'm gonna have to see that account.
Let me talk to my man.
Nice Aliyah dress.
Right.
Let me see what we got
have a conversation.
I want to make sure these kids can still go to private school.
Yes.
And the counselor's accounting.
They were good.
So I was like, well, do I need to slow down?
I'm all right.
Do we need to downsize? No.
How often do you use her?
You know, at least twice a year. And then sometimes she'll just call me and say, hey, I need to talk to you. And then she'll just, you know, have like whatever they have.
A word,
A word will come to her and she'll just call me. I don't think it's about like, you know, every single word they say is like, oh my God, you know, I have to believe every single thing or receive every single thing. But I think that receive the good, receive the positivity. And I felt like for the most part, the ladies had a good experience.
I really came into this group with an open, welcoming embrace. Like, I give everyone a chance. You know, I want to know, you want to get to know everybody.
Right. I'm big on reciprocity, and I think it's important to come into the circle. Drew, you've been here for a minute. Trying to be nice, trying to get to know, trying to get to know the ladies all individually, a clean slate. But once they show you who they are, or show their ass in this case.
I heard some things yesterday that I wish I didn't hear. Porsha was inebriated, and all of her truth fell out. She said, I should Charles.
Sometimes in this group, ladies just say dumb they say mean and I think a lot of that behavior is coming from somewhere usually that doesn't have anything to even do with you at the time. The Bailey Q for me was an opportunity for you especially. I just needed to let you marinate for a little longer.
Over here, still marinating on the
But
word.
I felt like I saw an opportunity for you to make amends, or at least get on a new page with Porsha and also with Shamea.
When we got back, I gave Mrs. Oakley a minute. I text her.
What
Her
she said?
response?
Ooh, I see it. Wait.
After witnessing the disrespectful behavior towards me and my husband, it's clear that our morals and values don't align.
Okay.
Wow.
You just got into the circle, so I felt like, you know what, this is an appetizer, child.
Yeah.
So you just come on in here and have the conversation. I just wanted to create a space for you guys to have a conversation. I spoke to Angela, and I spoke to you, Porsha. So I'm gonna leave it to you guys to talk.
Okay.
If that's
Thank you,
okay.
mediator.
I did that for you, Cynthia. I would have never done that any other circumstance. I
Thank you.
truly appreciate you just giving
It's
me
not
some
easy.
wisdom. It's not. So I based it off of you and the trust I have for you. And I was willing to at least hear her out and hear where she was coming from.
What you walked up on was a complete after party. Somebody brought up something, and I was like, yeah, what's with Angela? Why does she always bring up her husband to me?
But you were the person who said you Charles.
Girl, no.
Blame it on alcohol. That's what you said, and that's what I heard.
No, I'm not that
Because why
person.
Girl, don't take it that deep. You weren't supposed to hear that. We were talking
And I know Angela done talk about all of us, so girl, leave it alone. Move on.
She explained, there is no explanation.
Right, I'm like, how?
There is
What,
no-
what,
let me preface
what was
that by-
said?
If I offended you about your husband, that was not my intention. And I would like to move forward.
Come on, Jesus.
But for the sake of moving on, let me at least accept her apology and,
Yeah.
give her an opportunity.
To apologize.
Because first time, shame on you, right?
Right.
Next time, shame on me.
Absolutely.
So that's her shame on you.
Yeah.
And then,
Right.
And they made up so fast at the Juneteenth event. I just didn't understand. You still mad at me?
Shamea would like to sit down with you, and I'm sure you'll be very receptive.
She was not feeling me. She was giving it to my ass.
I don't really think the conversation is necessary because it's going to lend itself to something
Then I'm
that
okay.
is not good. Yeah,
Then I'm okay.
we're okay to this.
I'm okay with that.
I hate that it's like she
This
wasn't
place
feeling
anger.
you.
I'm like, wait
She
a minute.
not feeling you, but you could go ahead and forgive the one who wanted to your husband.
I was mad with her because I felt like we had just made amends.
Right.
would like to start over.
Likewise. I felt like her and I, we connected because we're wives.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the wives I'm around typically don't play about their husband.
Right. Right.
At all.
Right.
On any level.
I was just so shocked. Like, you that mad at me? Yeah, I am. Because do you think it's funny if somebody said they want to your husband? Would you think it was funny? I was like, I mean, the way they say it, I probably would laugh. But I have a twisted sense of humor. And guess what? If you can get them pants down, and if you can get that dick up out of them, ooh, I shouldn't have said this. If you can get that eggplant out of them pants,
Right.
and get him to do it,
You might be a professional.
you know.
I felt like being around Shamea, even Brit, that, okay,
Yeah,
the
she's a wife
wives
as
are
well.
gonna, you know, it could be
Right,
giggles
husbands
when
are
it comes to our
often-
husbands.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna do that, Porsha.
Yeah.
And we will check you. Check your friend.
I did laugh at some of the stuff because it would have been awkward for me to be like, no, you don't talk about Angela.
Yeah.
We weren't close like that. And she was definitely riding for Drew like I was riding for Porsha. I don't move how most people think I should. Like, if you talk some trash and say what you say, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I don't even think this was from a space of me and Shamea being friends because her and Porsha are best friends.
Right, correct.
And if I saw my best friend saying something that could hurt another woman or hurt herself,
Yeah.
I'm a checker.
Yeah.
Because that's the true meaning of a best
Absolutely.
friend.
Right.
She didn't do it because it's this mind control that I witnessed in real
Not
time.
mind control.
It's strong.
At the time, when Porsha said what she said, it was like, who knew you were up there listening? Now, would I move differently if she was there? I still would have laughed.
Of course.
But maybe
Being a
soft
little
laugh,
bit more,
like
a
one of
softer
the- like a
laugh,
little-
like a.
Versus like, ah!
I personally can't have friends who won't
Put me in my
check
place.
because I feel like you're looking out for my best interests
Yes.
by doing that. I don't want to just be out here doing dumb.
Dumb.
Everybody saying, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
all good."
Girl,
It's
you
all
good. Yes,
good.
man.
No.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
Please check me.
Check me.
Check me.
And I feel
pull
like
me
y'all
back.
always checking me, so like, can we spread this out? Please keep it even.
I mean, and Shamea just is
Yeah.
probably in agreement with Porsha. Like, no, I can't check you. Yes, you can, and you should.
The fact that you forgave other people before you forgave me for laughing, sis. Okay. Angela, is that you? She heard me. You heard that too? Damn. You got some ears and a nose. Stop it. Who would have thought? Your sisters are heightened. Damn, little lady.
I'm so done with you.
She hears it all, smells it all, everything. God.
She is done with you.